Hello and welcome back to the only BBC you're ever going to need. It's the Blackfoot Book Club. Cue the jingle that isn't there. Hello. It's you and me again, and it's just me and you, and I'm still sat here in my Beatles t-shirt reading excerpts from my very first self-published book. With this being episode 3, the first two covered the dedication, introduction and prologue in episode 1. And in episode 2 I covered the 2 rest days that came between the round of 16 and the beginning of the quarter-final stages. So here in episode 3 I'm going to be reading the rest day that came before the semi-final between Argentina and Croatia. I'll carry on, shall I? This article is entitled "The Dark Arts and Other Tall Tales from the World Cup." Well, we're nearly there, and after World Cup shocks galore, we're down to the last 4 amid walking football and referees as blind as a Wuhan bat. There's been some dark arts apparently. My home nation disappeared in their usual melange of murky malarkey, and VAR continues to destroy the remaining vestiges of what was once the beautiful game. I dream of the day that intervening bureaucratic machine of doom is encased in 10 miles of concrete and buried in the world's deepest ocean, and I can dream. You just watch me. Those soul-sucking bureaucratic authorities can't stop me dreaming. Not yet, anyway. As you'll have read so far in my diary entries, I thought Croatia too old and the tournament too far to beat Brazil, but they twistedly deserved their victory over the tournament favourites. Argentina first comprehensively won, then threw away a guaranteed win for a penalty shootout victory over a one-paced Netherlands. I was as pleased as Punch to see Morocco being the underdog we all aspire to be, and I believe England thoroughly outplayed and outfought the defending champions before, as is seemingly always scripted, they contrived to lose a game their adventurous and attacking style of play deemed them worthy winners of. Thus is tournament football, thus is life. And this is a cough. So we have the showdowns between the Vetrini and the Albi Celeste, the Atlas Lines and Les Bleus, and whilst I'm hoping and dreaming of a final between a heavily underdog Morocco and an overwhelming favourite in Argentina, I'm expecting 2 dogged and low-scoring affairs on Tuesday and Wednesday that see Croatia and France facing off on Sunday for the right to be called world champions, just as they did in Moscow 4 years ago. The dark arts, eh? Have these people lost both their minds and their memories? And who are these fools? Maybe it's because I'm like the lead character in Christopher Nolan's Memento. Old memories are readily available, but newer ones? Less so. Perhaps that's why I snorted so heavily when I heard that Argentina had used the dark arts when defeating Netherlands on Friday. The dark arts? Please. In the immediacy of wanting instant gratification today, memories of yesterday are all these young fools have now. Not for them the memories, or at least the footballing research, of the real and darkest of all dark arts of yesteryear. Not for them the animals as described by England manager Sir Alf Ramsey of the Argentina team he defeated 1-0 in the quarter-final of the 1966 World Cup, and the ignominious sending off of their captain, Antonio Rata. Nor perhaps the horrible team who kicked their way and out of España 82 when they were supposed to be defending their honour as well as their World Cup title. Hand of God in Mexico City, anyone? How about that horrible, borderline, despicable team who again tried to kick their way to defending their second World Cup title in 1990 before losing to West Germany in a repulsive final, oft-cited and quoted as one of the worst possible advertisements for football, and of course Argentina also had a player sent off almost immediately as coming on a substitute, being the first ever dismissal in a World Cup final. Maradona's drug test failure at USA 94 masked an unlikable team before, in the last century alone of these acts of footballing darkness, lest we forget that snide and snarky team who lost to their old rivals and European foes, the Netherlands, in a quarter-final decided in the last minute by Dennis Bergkamp, and who dumped England out in the round prior in a penalty shootout, and after Diego Simeone had darkly and underhandedly got David Beckham sent off. Those are dark arts, not the shenanigans before, during and after their typically crazy victory over those old Dutch fighting foes. Sure, the game descended into anarchy at one stage, and I genuinely feared for the next tackle in the game. Their collective action and mocking joy as they began to celebrate their lottery success in the penalty shootout was distasteful. But dark arts? Does anybody have any long-term memory anymore? Scrub that. Anybody know of the recent bitter feud between the teams, let alone Lionel Messi's personal battle with a referee, and a referee who lost all control on Friday night? I'm not defending them, perish the thought. The Argentina national team have been dreadful for years and wholly dependent on an otherworldly genius to carry them. Quixotically, they carry him. When Lionel Messi is indeed otherworldly, Argentina appear to have 12 white and light blue shirts in the field. As he's aged and his godlike powers have diminished along with his pace, they play as though they have 10 men. So the team around Messi has to be a team. It simply has to be. This isn't a great Argentina team, not even close, but they've made it to the semi-finals, and hence there's only 3 teams ahead of them now to that vaunted title of World Cup champions. This particular narky and snidey team are no different from the teams who made the finals in 2006 and 2014, and I hope they do so again by defeating Croatia tomorrow night and go one step up from defeated finalists on Sunday. I can dream. Those bureaucratic killjoys haven't outlawed it yet. Not yet anyway. So that was the rest day from just before the semi-finals of the 2022 World Cup. I almost read it. I stumbled and bumbled a little. That's to be expected. I'm not deleting or editing any of these things. As you can see, I'm sat here in a Jackanory corner, in my own little corner of the world, reading to myself, reading aloud, looking at a camera, putting on glasses, taking them off again. And this is me. This is as raw as it gets. But I do thank you for watching and for listening. If you have done so and you've enjoyed it, then please like and subscribe, I believe the kids now say. I'll be putting links for the book below somewhere. This is what people do in videos these days. They point up and down and left and right. But I do thank you for watching. I do thank you for listening. If you can support me in any way, then please see the links that are attached to the video. And until then, I hope this has been okay. Blimey, peace, and thanks for watching.